Merci Nassim. And Basiriki Diabate, as coach, is full of experience, having taken over the side quite a while back. Stands as a prominent figure in the nation's landscape, a career spanning both playing and coaching. Diabate's journey took over at the helm of Racing Club Abidjan, one of Ivory Coast's esteemed football clubs. It's going to be Christ Kouassi, the captain of Ivory Coast, who gets to choose against Dartin Selombi, the Montpellier central defender, and Montpellier in the Central African Republic, mind you. And once again, to reiterate, Bouchra Karboubi of Morocco, the very experienced woman referee, is going to be on VAR duty. It's going to be also a similar looking lineup for the Central African Republic, more a 4-3-3 formation. So interesting to see how these two different styles do attack each other. And in a similar vein, the side is only represented by youth players who are playing in their local leagues. AS Saint-Priest and Les Anges de Fatima among those very well represented here. Two countries not terribly far away, and they'll be able to understand each other on the pitch, both Francophone nations. But a proud moment nonetheless for all of these youngsters. And Aline Motoni, well, let's see how she manages to keep tempers under control. Sure, it's going to be a real impressionable night. Ivory Coast 2013 winners, having participated in multiple editions, but they won't be starting this match. That privilege will go to the Central African Republic. And Martinien Goporo, the 16-year-old, gets us underway. Vaboué Doumbia, one of several ASEC Mimosas players here tonight, with the ball in hand, goes up to number 19, Tapetou Ali. Now, Moïse Diarabasuba. You can see immediately that there's going to be quite a physical battle in the middle of the park. Two imposing teams. Up wide now to the number 3, Yohan Amolondoko. And it's stolen off of him. And just to overrun it there, Adama Sommet. 16-year-old who plays his football for Iska. Just trying to gain a territorial advantage by making sure the ball travels upfield. Christ Kouassi in goal. His experience for such a young age. And goes all the way back to Giovanni Guida for his first contribution. Les Anges de Fatima. Just has to watch out here though. Demon Yandoka caught off of it, and it goes for a corner ultimately. The 17-year-old just had to be wary. He is a truly imposing player, so he shouldn't be bullied in any kind of way, the physical presence of the youngster. So Ivory Coast with an early corner, and we'll see what kind of dangers they pose from set plays. And it goes straight away across, just beyond the reaching leg of the Ivorian player. Starts again from Sheikh Malo. Cross all the way to a free head. And he should have done more with that. But Tape Touale couldn't direct his header on target. Fabu Doumbia decides to go all the way back to defense. An early warning though for Ka. Wild Beasts, no, they've never experienced anything like this before. Up against the team who won it back in 2013. Of course, there is no real reminiscent player from that time, but look at that neat play through the channels. Cezin Koberi goes to the top. Oh, it's an easy goal. Straight away, the Ivory Coast are ahead. And the pedigree shining through. Alinho Haidara, the FC Man striker. And he's only too happy to oblige after all that excellent work from Cezin Koberi. Oh, it's unforgiving though, isn't it? That ball just bypassing the defenders. He used his pace to get around the defender and exactly into the right area. And a number 9 doing what a number 9 does best, scoring the goal that counts. Gobehi with the assist, Haidara with the goal, and it's 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. And it is quite an awakening, a rude one at that for the Central African Republic. Just over 3 minutes on the clock for that goal to go in. Foul called and another free kick for the Ivorians. Well, this game is starting exactly how they would like it to go, especially in such a group which contains Mali and Angola. Sheikh Malo pulling the strings in the midfield. Koidio Mobio, just he gets caught off of it. And Martin Yangoporo goes out wide. Dario Ngombe for EFDY. He has to play it back to his defense, and look at that. Such attacking fervor from the Ivory Coast. He's really up for it, isn't it, Haidara? And he has to watch out though. Not a great tackle. Asking for calm there, Basiriki Diabate. Appointed as head coach of Les Petits Éléphants. Small Elephants. He's renowned for emphasizing fluid and attacking football, Diabate. And already we've seen that bear fruit, and we might see it again here. Yeah, Sheikh Malo going straight for goal. It's well saved, but it comes back out to the Ivory Coast. They could get another bite. And it looks like the offsides flag is raised, at least to the save the blushes of the Central African Republic. But the FC San Pedro midfielder Sheikh Malo denied by Giovanni Guida in goal. A really tough start for the newcomers. And Ivory Coast look really well up for it. Trying to reach the first ball. And the Wild Beasts hoping to just clear it into any space possible. Comes back into the midfield though. Look at the pace with which they're attacking Ivory Coast. Malo again on the ball. Out wide to Diarabasuba. Oh, neat tricks, and look at the pace. Such power also in the run. And sliced clear by the Central African Republic. It's all hands to the pump for Dertin Boulong. A recent appointment for the Central African Republic's under-17 team And he's done so well to get them all the way here. Picked up by Malo. He's dictating play in the midfield. Onto the right back, Vaboué Doumbia. Comes now to Mohamed Diarra, another FC San Pedro centre-back. Excellently turned this time from Adama Some. Central African Republic unable to get a sniff of the ball so far. Diarra Suba trying to cut it back onto his favoured left foot. Diarra Suba, he's full of tricks. Oh, it's brilliant. Apologizes for not finding his man, but he did everything excellently. And it was such a vicious cross. The young 16-year-old goalkeeper of the Central African Republic is just hoping for a bit of respite, but it's not coming. They just can't seem to latch onto the ball. Adama Some takes it out to his fullback and now into the midfield. Finally, can't get it, but as soon as they do, they give the ball away. And Kwame Obli obliges by giving it back to the captain, Christ Kouassi. Playing with gloves here, the centre-back, making sure that nothing slips, and it will be a corner kick. Well, no, it appears to be a foul given on Yohan Molondoko. Central African Republic securing their spot to this tournament by performing well in the UNAF, the Union of North African Football Federation. And now they have to watch out because there's just one man, but it is a foul. Just some good physical play there done by Demon Yandoka. As the centre-back passing out to his fullback Molondoko. Nice little flick over the top, and Ivory Coast still have it here. Tapetouali. Finds its way back to Kouedio Mobuyo. Reminder of that goal there in the 3rd minute. Alinho Haidara, number 9. You can see him at the bottom of your picture there, sniffing out, and his predatory instincts trying to get the better of the wild beasts. And here he is again, Haidara. He wouldn't have counted anyway, though, most likely. Looks like the flag was raised. He was well offsides. He's certainly up for it. No need to be too angry with that miss. Just had to time his run a little bit better. So frustrated that he didn't even see that the flag was raised. Wild Beasts do have it back in the midfield, and they're just hurried and hassled out of it. Look at that play, look at that pressure. It was always going to be a tough option here, but they might just have won themselves a first corner kick here. The Central Africans doing well to at least get some kind of a foothold in this match. A corner kick coming here for the team in white. They played it short. And that really didn't work out the way that they intended, but they still do have a throw-in. It will be Edwin Titalong, the number 8, who does manage to at least work it for the corner kick, and it's going to be a left footer taken from Evra Gengomba. The left back for an in-swinger here. Well, we thought it was going to be, he might still get another chance. And that should be easily clutched by Chris Kouassi. And immediately he looks to get the strikers away. What a pass that is. Oh, that's absolutely excellent. Haidara's in again. Oh, what a strike that is. It's simply sensational from the goalkeeper to the attacker. And before you know it, it's 2-0 to the Ivory Coast. And just showing why they are such a feared nation in this tournament. Côte d'Ivoire running rampant here, and Alino Haidara has his second. It was all about the work from Moïse Diarra-Souba. But before that, even goalkeeper Chris Kouassi, he can almost be credited with an assist. Had enough time to take his position, look up, and strike the ball into the bottom left-hand corner of Giovanni Guida's net. Absolutely sublime goal. And as difficult as it might be to call for calm, Sirik Diabate is trying just that. The coach of the Ivory Coast knows that his players are so up for it, they might almost be too excited by this incredibly powerful start that they've made. Almost bizarre to think that they have only won the competition just once. But that was back in Morocco, so it is a very good sign for the Ivory Coast. A free kick though here for the Central Africans. Let's see what the Wild Beasts can conjure up here. It is going to take some kind of magic though to turn their favors around. And not much in the cauldron of ideas so far. Most likely to be taken by the right foot of Edwin Titalon. Once again, Evra Kegombe is over the ball. Here is the left back. He goes to the top of the box. Should be a chip ball in, and straight. Oh, that is a bit of a lash out at the goalkeeper. Leonard Kodan, the number 11, was in such a far offside position, he may as well have been off the pitch. The centre-backs of Ivory Coast, Mohamed Diarra and Kwame Odli, just playing it amongst themselves, getting a bit of a feel for the ball. Oh, that's excellent again from Adama Some. He's just toying with that Central African midfield, and look at them go again. These quick, slick passes and putting all kinds of pressure on the defense. It must be exhausting out there if you're one of those in the white team, just unable to get it past that orange wall. Here's Adome Some, Iska player once again. Got it through to Sheikh Malo, and thought that he might have the advantage, but it was ultimately blown. Well, Central African Republic have to make sure that they're not the whipping boys of this group. They've done so well to get here. And you might think that this will be their hardest challenge. But they do still have Mali and Angola, free scoring teams, and it is a really tough competition. nonetheless, they will be excited at challenging against the best opposition possible. Brilliant take from Moise Diarasuba. Once again, it goes straight for goal. This time, Guidat clutches gratefully. Trying to turn at every opportunity possible, the Ivory Coast. The foul is given this time. Anan Otto, man, or young boy, who is ultimately given away the foul. A straightforward whistle there for Aline Motoni. And now they're through again, Ivory Coast. This should be 3. And the flag does go up to save the blushes of the Central African Republic once again. But there is VAR. Well, I don't think we'll need it there. That is quite a straightforward decision. That decision there made by Alice Umwetesi of Rwanda, the lineswoman for today. That's part of this mixed setup. So it remains 2-0 to the Ivory Coast. The Wild Dogs unable to string a set of 3 or more passes together. Hoofed upfield and trying to get it under control. Has to be careful of not giving away the foul. And finally, do get it here through Dario Ngombe. There's no one in the box, but might still drop kindly. No, it goes to the Elephants. Yarasuba releases his fullback, Doumbia. Playing a 1-2 here. And Yarasuba looking for the foul and immediately given. So yet another piece of defending to do for the side in white today. A reminder, 2 goals from Alinho Haidara, and he thought he had scored a 3rd. Well, he thought he was in for a 3rd, at least. He was offside. Ivory Coast having another goal chalked off. So it will be straight at goal, and it is a goal. You shouldn't be beaten from there. But Koidio Mobio has his, and Ivory Coast's 3rd of the night. Straight through the hands of Gida. It looks like he's been hit by a freight train, such is the expression. Proverbial at that, but well, he definitely went for goal. He saw the gap. Didn't give the goalkeeper a second thought. And the Ivory Coast are running away with this. It's their first match since May last year, the Ivory Coast, when they lost to Burkina Faso 3-1. In fact, of their last 5 matches, the under-17s have lost 3 and just won twice. But in that space of time, an entire new generation can develop, and that's the joy of this under-17 football. We're just over 21 minutes, and already the game is won, you do say. It's 3-0. And the Little Elephants are showing why they are absolute kings on the pitch. A foul given. And he's not happy despite this lead. Demanding excellence at every opportunity. Asiriki Diabate. It's going to be Johan Molondoko to take, the Academy FCF player. Launched back and found the chest of Haidara. And look at that, he's released Gobeki. Gobeki looks across, finds Tuali. Tuali goes for goal. A little turn, and they've got to be careful because Diarasuba is just lurking. Finally a foul there given off Kwame Obli. Seems to be a bit of a painful one for Martinien Goporo. Well, what does he say to his players at half-time? That's already looking quite desperate. And just look at the pace again. Haidara. And he plays it into a dangerous area. They still have it, Ivory Coast. Cedric Goberhi. Back to his fullback. Well, at least Sheikh Malo in the fullback position. There's no one there, though, in the midfield of that pass off Some. And it should be back to the keeper quite calmly. Some again decides to switch play. Not wide to Gobehi. Dasik Mimoha's player plays it to the FC San Pedro player, Moibio. A goal scorer. And they come again. Here's Some. Looks across the line. Haidara was waiting. There's Obli going diagonally again now to the right-hand side. Lionel Kodane was the man who tried to get in the way. And Evra Gengwemba, the number 23 for the Central African Republic, he has the ball now. Chested down by Anan Otto. He's hardly seen any of the ball. Decides to play it safe. Demon Yandoko. That was better for a time, but just couldn't judge the weight of pass. And referee Motoni is just going to have to tend to this player here. It's a Lucre Betulum who just hit the turf. It's found it quite difficult, the DFCH player. Difficult to get any kind of a foothold. Well, we thought it was going to be a physical battle, but really the quality of the Ivory Coast is just shining through immensely. And this is against a team, the Central African Republic, who did beat Gabon and the DRC in the build-up to the Under-17 African Cup of Nations. They lost to Cameroon, though, as well as the Congo. But that's no small feat. Côte d'Ivoire, though, making it look like child's play, literally. Going out to this left wing, and that's again brilliant. Haidara looks like he really does have a future in football. He's just won himself another free kick. Crestfallen. Just seems like everything they're doing isn't working. That time the captain, Dertin Selombi, giving away the foul. Tape Touali looks interested. And he goes again. Oh, well, that's sneaky. I dare say that they did mean that. Almost seemed to complain about it, Sheikh Malo and Touali between themselves, and that fooled the defense. Managed to break the line of that free kick. Completely surrounding the players every single time they take a touch. And Côte d'Ivoire nearly have it back in the midfield again. Here's Anan Otodo trying to get forward, and finally a bit of breathing space for the Central African Republic. Won there by Lionel Kodani. Back to the centre-back, Yandoka. Now to Kegomba in the midfield with Lucre Betulum. And just finally, when they actually do get a passage of play together, Central Africans look quite good indeed. They might have it out here wide with Dayon Gombe. Goes to the top of the box and a strike. Nearly out the stadium, but nonetheless, finding better positions up at the top of the field. Ivory Coast playing it around the back line right now. In no rush to cause any more issue, but they might do so without even trying. Diarra Souba driving forward again. He's so ambidextrous. And he just poses all kinds of issues for the defense. Always Diarra Souba. Very much at the heart of everything that's good about this Ivorian attack. Well controlled there by Edwin Titalo. Allows his team to finally just enjoy a bit of possession play. Ngalanga Kodade in the midfield, and it's given away again. And look at that. They look to release Hadane. Oh, he's around the goalkeeper. This could be 4. And but for the defense bailing out to Giovanni Guida, it well could have been. Haidara is like an Olympic sprinter, the way he got around Dertin Selombi. Luckily for the captain, he managed to let the goalkeeper distract the striker and get back. Oh, well, there's been a red card shown. And not sure what for. If Guida actually handled outside of the area, he's inconsolable. The first big call for Aline Umotoni. They do have Ousmane Bingemal on the bench. And it looks like he's going to have to come on, and an early change for Dertin Boulong. Well, it's just going from bad to worse for the Central African Republic. They can't believe what's just happened, and it would be definitely worth another viewing. A decision like this will have to be asked to go upstairs. But it seemed like he handled outside of the area. Just having to reassure Dertin Selombi. And an awful night just becomes horrific for the 16-year-old goalkeeper. Definitely worth seeing another look at this. My only guess is that he would have handled outside of the box as the last man. And there it is. That's the touch. It's so unfortunate, but those are the rules. Devastating for the youngster, because that rules him out of the next game. And a very important game that is against Mali. So in his place, Ousmane Tango Bingemal, the Academy FCF goalkeeper, 15 years old. Well, at least the pressure's off of him, you would think. But now 3-0 down after 33 minutes and playing with 10 players. Well, you can't blame that decision by referee Aline Umotoni. Absolutely had to be made. Those are the rules. And it was, in fact, very well spotted by the Rwandan referee. And we'll see which player has to make way in order to effect the substitution. This surely is going to add a whole chunk of added time at the end of this first half, if the goals hadn't already. It's double jeopardy. And it's Lionel Kordani who has to be the proverbial sacrificial lamb in this instance. Number 11 couldn't really affect anything up at the top of the field. And now Ousmane Bingemal is on the pitch after Giovanni Guida handled outside of the area and received a red card as the last man as well. And Lino Haidara is desperate to grab a hat-trick on this return to the biggest stage of African football for these under-17s. The 16-year-old Mainz striker has been absolutely on it today, on point, without hesitation. And it looks like that's where he'll be carrying on. Of course, there are options either side of him. Goal scorer Kwadjo Mobo, but Alino Haidara, I think there's only just one thing in his mind, and that is to get the ball over the wall on target. Here's Haidara. Oh, and the wall does do its job. Bingemal, very much grateful for that. It is a very tall wall to get the ball up and over. But the attacking threat of the Ivory Coast has not dissipated. And we're back for another corner kick here. Taken at the near post, and it goes out for another corner. At least they get a second chance. Tapetu Ali it is. The Ivorians hoping to mimic the men's senior side, who won the previous Africa Cup of Nations in such dramatic fashion. have to retake the corner kick yet again. Well, the 37-year-old referee absolutely correct in that decision. Fourth official in a recent World Cup qualifier between Guinea-Bissau and Burkina Faso. And also just looking at that free kick. Well, there were appeals for a handball, and I have to say, they were merited. But it seems like such a long time ago. It would be quite bizarre for us to go back to a penalty. But she is going to check the screen. There's already been a corner kick taken. In fact, 2 corner kicks taken. So for us to go back to that initial incident is a real long time ago, and it might benefit the Ivory Coast even further. Well, we thought the wall did its job, but it did so illegally. And that looks like a bang-on penalty kick. The arm raised away from the body. I don't suppose that Aline Umotoni is going to have to deliberate too much about this. It's about as stonewall a penalty as you can give. Just rubbing salt into the wound for the Central African Republic. Umotoni looking at the point of contact, and it looks like she has made her decision. And we should expect a penalty kick given here. There we go. And the roars of the crowd. A big Ivorian fan base here. That tells you all you need to know. And even on the cusp of being 4-0 up, Basiriki Diabate is not pleased, but now we will really get a chance of a hat-trick for Alino Haidara. The number 9 of the Ivory Coast has had a sensational evening, running rings around the Wild Beasts defense. It was his free kick that was blocked in the wall with the hand illegally, and now he has a chance with a penalty kick against a substitute goalkeeper, Ousmane Bingimal. He has Haidara, and it looked like it was saved at first, but it goes in for his hat-trick. And the game is long out of sight as the mercurial number 9 makes it Ivory Coast 4, the Central African Republic 0, and we haven't even reached half-time yet. The Central African Republic with 10 men, and Diabate just urging humility. A deep breath. Gets the right way, Bingimal. You have to credit the 16-year-old. And in fact, with some stronger hands, he may have even saved it. The academy player outdone, outthought by the FC Mainz striker. And when it goes your way, everything seems to go your way. And he's got a first half hat-trick here. And now the little elephants of the Ivory Coast might be a case of how many. Come again on this left-hand side. Cedric Gobeki beats his defender for pace. Looks in the box again. Haidara returns it to Sheikh Malo. Brilliant crossfield pass to the top of the box. And this is just excellent from the Ivory Coast. Of course, they do have the man advantage, but you can only beat what's out in front of you. A free kick, and it is really just harrowing to think how these players of the Central African Republic must be feeling right now. Wild Dogs have their bite completely taken out of them. Do they still have some kind of a bark left? Straight back to Johan Malondoko. And now to Ousmane Bingimal. Really unfortunate with that penalty kick, because he guessed completely the right way and just couldn't get a strong enough glove on it. Kengamba to Bingamal. See what his options are there, but goes straight back to the Ivory Coast. And we can expect a large amount of added time at the end of this first half here in Berechid Municipal Stadium, Casablanca. Back to defense here. Not wide and looking long. Oh, he's broken the line again. Haidara. And finally, that's well defended. He might have been offsides, though. It was Diarra Wasuba. Well defended by Yandoka. And the foul called, in fact. Bingimal, goalkeeper, seems to pass well with his feet as well. Headed back into the midfield, and now Central African Republic do enjoy a little bit more territory up front. Chris Kouassi, who's had hardly anything to do the whole match. Very much a spectator. Brilliant turn. And that's what they've been full of that time by Tapetwali. Diarra. In fact, it was Vabu Doumbia who won another corner kick. And we will see this extra time now. After all those stoppages, 5 minutes, yes, it was expected. Sheikh Melo. Back to Mohamed Diarra. And Koidio Mobio, whose free kick made it 3-0. Coming in field again, Gobehi. Gobehi might come through again, and it's just a shaved outside the right post. Brilliant save from Ousmane Bingimal, who's shown real promise since coming on as a substitute goalkeeper. But what a neat give and go, Cedric Gobehi, Jacek Mimosa's winger, who assisted the first goal. Can't quite believe that he hasn't added to the 4-0 scoreline. Stunning surface here at the Berechid Stadium. It's just so slick. Looking across the midfield lines, and as soon as they do, Ivory Coast gets it back, showing why they are early favourites to at least not only make the knockout stages, but to go very, very deep in the competition. Just getting its toe in, just stabbing the ball away. Central African Republic finally have some of the ball to enjoy. Playing with 10 players, let's remind you, and they did have to take off Lionel Kodane, an attacker. Can't get the ball in on that occasion. Well, he'll just be raring to get his team into the changing room and just console them slightly. Dertin Boulong. Free kick again. This time won by Edwin Titalon. Yeah, Saint-Priest player is going to be taking it here. There's the number 8 again. Well, there's just no options forward. They have to rely on the goalkeeper. There's no one in the left-back slot, and Ivory Coast pick it up in another dangerous area. At least for the time being, and then Central African Republic get it back. Well, that's much better play by the Wild Beasts. They can still keep it alive here. Evra Kegomba trying desperately to get it back to Goporo. The striker now looking across the line. Well, that's fantastic. Molondoko. And they might have a strike. Oh, it's brilliant. Look, Bertolum. That's what we've come to see. They are not dead and buried just yet. The Wild Beasts have roared back to life. And you know what? It just makes the game that much more enjoyable. That ball across by Molondoko came back into a dangerous area. And Lucre Betolum with the side foot. And that's an excellent finish into Chris Kouassi's net. He hasn't had a save to make all night, but he's already been beaten now. And his clean sheet has been dirtied. Looking to make amends straight away, Diarasuba. Drops to the top of the box. Some caught off of it, and how impressive was that, given that they were also a man down. Central African Republic showing why they qualified in the first place after being somewhat overwhelmed by the occasion at the start of this half. All of a sudden, the Ivory Coast don't seem quite as indestructible, and now there's a free kick. Could you just imagine? Well, I won't say it. Taken again by Molondoko. Oh, that's not quite the delivery that will cause any issues. And there is the half-time whistle. A thoroughly entertaining half of football here in the Under-17 African Cup of Nations. 5 goals in total and a red card. It all started with Alino Aidara, his brace, before Kodjo Mobio got a free kick, and then a penalty for the man Alino Haidara to get his hat-trick. And that was after Giovanni Guida, the goalkeeper for the Central African Republic, was sent off, having handled outside of the 18-yard area. His substitute, Ousmane Bigimal, unable to save that Alino Haidara penalty kick. And then right at the end of the first half, in the 5th allotted minute of added time, Lucre Betolum, the number 21, oh, it was actually Anan Otto, there, the number 12, who managed to get the ball in the back of the net of the Central African Republic. They finally got their goal on their first Under-17 African Cup of Nations. The first half finishes 4-1, and we can't wait for another action-packed 45 here at the Municipal Stadium in Berechid. Such a brilliant game so far. With the toss being won by the Central African Republic, that's about as good as it got all half. Cedric Kobeki cutting inside, and an easy finish by Lino Haidara, his first of the night. A left-footed strike just past Giovanni Guida. The pace of Ivory Coast undoing the defense of the Central African Republic, and they came in again, this time Moise Dirasuba going across to the same man Haidara. What a beautiful finish that was. Just curled it into the side netting, and Giovanni Guida was none the wiser, and a free kick made it 3. Kodio Mobio, the fullback for the Ivory Coast, taking his opportunity and taking it with aplomb. They came again. Strike from Dirasuba, and then the pivotal moment of the match. Giovanni Guida alleged or judged to have handled outside of the area, and a free kick was given. From the resulting free kick, a penalty for handball. It was all unfolding, and finally Alino Haidara had a chance to make a hat-trick, and he did so, despite Usman Bingimal, the substitute goalkeeper, getting a glove to it. Right at the end of the first half, though, we did see even more chances. Cedric Kobeki, and another save by Bingimal. And then, against the run of play, Anan Otto managing to get the very first Central African Republic goal in the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations history. First half finishes 4-1. Just about ready to get back underway here in the Municipal Stadium in Beretchid. The setting here in Casablanca has been nothing short of spectacular, and the spectacle itself has been one to behold for both sets of fans. History for the Central African Republic, their very first game in the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations, their very first goal right at the end of a tormenting first half. They were 4-0 down and a man down, and then Anan Otto managed to get the ball past Christ Kouassi in the Ivorian goal. But all the story was about that man in picture, number 9 for the Ivory Coast, Alino Aidara, the FC Mainz attacker. And it's allowed a potential substitution already for the Côte d'Ivoire. Bidouali Zahi might be coming onto the pitch here in place of Sheikh Malo. Bidouali Junior Zahi, the midfielder for Stella Club, the 16-year-old now on the pitch. And a very interesting game so far for Aline Motoni, the Rwandan referee, handing out that red card to Giovanni Guida, the goalkeeper of the Central African Republic, handling outside of the area. A resultant free kick then resulted in a penalty kick. And we are back underway after all the drama of that first half. Ivory Coast, of course, leading 4-1. And as things stand, are propelled right to the very top of Group D, above Mali, who beat Angola 2-1 earlier in the day. And we'll see what kind of drive, what kind of motivation they have for the second half. Bidouali Zahi, a midfielder on for a midfielder. And there's his first touch, the number 18. He's going to be working alongside Adama Some in the midfield. Oh, that's excellent stuff from Tuali. Tries to go around the outside to Dira Suba. He gets him. Tries to go to the striker. Haidara, though, his long legs, no matter his physical imposition, unable to get himself there on time. Ball very much over the line as soon as he got it, but here is Haidara looking for the turn, unselfishly plays it to Zahi, out wide to Vabu Doumbia. Decent cross in, might still drop. Tuali has earned aside a free kick. You have to say it was coming already. That was very nearly a penalty. In fact, it's so close, this might actually aid the Central African Republic, because it will be difficult for the Elephants to get the ball up and over the wall. It looks like Diarra Suba, though, is the man tasked with doing just that. Moise Diarra Suba, the 16-year-old for ISFR. He's been close to a goal all night, and he would deserve it. Only about 5 yards further than a penalty kick. Diarra Suba doing the Cristiano Ronaldo pose. And let's see if the effect is the same as one of those famous Real Madrid goals. The players just getting ready to pounce should the ball ricochet into any dangerous area. But here is Moise Diarra Suba very much firmly fixed on one goal in mind, and that is to get the ball in the back of the net. Difficult to concentrate. Needs to focus. And finally, when the referee has everything in order, we should see this free kick being taken. Not sure why it is taking so long. Just a few more things to iron out. But maybe just checking to see that it was, in fact, a free kick and not a penalty. And she has given a penalty. The tackle was inside the area. Well, we did think that it might be the case. And there was the first contact. Quite difficult to see, because the Ivorian player was coming outside of the box when the initial contact was made. And there's a whole lot of commotion going on here with the fourth official. Dertin Boulogne absolutely incensed. Making his feelings known. And his team is just asking him to calm down. Or at least he's having a timeout, it seems. Not really clear what's going on here. And it will need an intervention by Lino Mutoni. Just one more look at this. And we did say, as soon as the contact happened, we were worried it was inside the box, at least if you are a Central African fan. There is the foul, scraping the Achilles of Tape Touali. And he's absolutely incandescent, Dertin Boulogne. But the referee, well within her right to give that penalty kick. Massive stoppages in play here. And she has gone to the video assistant referee for some help. VAR definitely going to get involved here. But just like the penalty at the end of the first half, it's unlikely that she will overturn her decision based on this, especially given that foul happened right inside the box. It was on the line, but that's good enough. Getting help there from the video assistance refereeing team. And finally, Motoni is ready to make her decision. It is definitely a penalty. And they can really have no complaints. The Wild Beasts. A man down. And now already the second penalty that Ousmane Bingimal will have to save. And he's up against the man who already has 3 goals for the night. Alino Haidara, the 16-year-old, looking to get an unprecedented 4th goal in the opening game. So here's the second penalty for Haidara. Looking to fool Bingimal, and he does. And he gets his 4th of the night. Haidara on fire. The Ivory Coast absolutely pummeling their way through the Central African Republic. What a result this is. But you have to say it was coming after that sending off. And once again, Ousmane Bingimal dived the right way. An unfortunate penalty to give away. But after that video assistant refereeing decision, absolutely spot on. And a penalty into the top left-hand corner of the net gives Ivory Coast that 4-goal cushion that they so desperately craved once again. Still plenty of this game left, and a lot of self-reflecting for the Wild Beasts to do. But for the Elephants, they'll just want to extend this goal scoring and really surge on. It can count like an extra point. Deeper into the competition, they come again here. Looking to get it through to Diarra. Now to Anan Otto, a goal scorer for the Central African Republic. It comes back out to Haidara. He looks through, trying to turn provider. They still have the ball. Here's Haidara. Well, it goes to show we can only be human sometimes. Getting the ball over the net there, Haidara. Almost surprised that it came out to him so effectively. And in danger of running up a cricket score here. Stabbed back into defense by the Ivory Coast. It reaches Vaboué Doumbia. Back to Chris Kouassi. Going diagonally and finding his man. Brilliant take on the left wing. Cutting inside, trying to spread it across at this time. Oh, it's an excellent turn. Before it's given away in the midfield. Kwame Obli out wide to Koidio Mobio. Gobehi. Oh, it's blistering speed. Gobehi, the acceleration to go around the byline, and he's just run out of pitch in the end. Bingimal unfortunate yet again with that second penalty. Didn't think he'd even have a chance of playing though in this competition. And trying to embrace the occasion, the 15-year-old. Kwame Obli to the goalkeeper, bypassing Mohamed Diarra to find Mobio. Here's Gobeki, Mobio again. Decides to get it straight away into the box. It is hooked clear by Anan Otto. Midfield of the Wild Beasts suddenly finding some space. There's Otto again to Betulum. Molondoko unable to find his man there, and it's played out by Mobio. Should be seeing some substitutes soon. It was Betulum who gave away that foul, which led to that second penalty kick. Hooked away by the midfield. And then Anan Otto is now playing in a more advanced position. Can't steady the ship. Somehow still nearly drops his way to Diarra Suba. A truly memorable game from the number 11. Stab through in the midfield, and that's better intricate play using the triangles in the space as well. Free kick though given to the Ivory Coast. It's the Asfa winger once again, and a yellow card dished out to Dario Ngombe, and that's about the key contribution that the number 14 has made this match. A very tough showing though for him. 17-year-old out-muscled and out-maneuvered and really hasn't been provided the ball all match. So trying to win it back through any means possible. Taken by Vabue Doumbia. Finds his way to Mobio again. Here's Mohamed Diarra. Diarra, another FC San Pedro player, to his club teammate, Mobio. Trying to slow down the tempo here, Ivory Coast. Satisfied with what they have. Of course, it wouldn't go amiss to get one more. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. Dinked over the top and just wide of the post. Furious there, Alino Haidara. And that's despite having 4 goals, but it looked like he may have been offsides. We'll see the call here. Or at least his boot was high when latching onto the ball. There's the run. Just a shade offsides, it seems. Into the midfield again. Oh, this is a tremendous opportunity for the Ivory Coast. 6s and 7s. The defense. And that's a brilliant save again. They might get another shot at it. And a double save from Ousmane Bingimal. Well, it begs the question, should they have started with the number 22 in goal? Because he's really been sensational. It's all about the positioning. That shot again by Cedric Gobeki. And then preventing the second shot from going in. Excellent work there. Kouassi. Now to Mobio again. Pressure being put on the striker and having to revert back to defense. Here's Adama Some, who's been a bit quieter in the second half, but no doubt that's just conserving energy. Raking crossfield pass. And has to retreat from an offside position to get it. Well, it seemed actually that it was a handball, so came back to the Central African Republic. That's neatly taken on the turn by Betolum. Edwin Titalom out wide to Molodoko. And straight into the clutches of Kouassi. Molodoko, whose ball led to the solitary Central African goal. (5-1) so far, and still a third of the match left to play. Chested down, and they might still in again here. Zahi goes out to his winger. And that is a huge cross, and so large, in fact, that it's gone right out of play. Usman Bingimal, the academy player, Academy FCF in the Central African Republic, taking to this tournament like a fish out of water, and he might be called on again. A head-in-hand moment for Tape Tuali. Just couldn't find his man. The offsides, though, called. Still not holding their lines quite correctly, the Ivory Coast. And that is indeed the correct call. Out to the midfield of the team in white. Otto. And now Selombi has given it away. And just look at the numbers here for the Ivory Coast. They're certainly not done with their goal scoring. Comes out to Diarra Suba into the middle, and that should be a goal. Oh, again, what a paltry finish. It was on a plate. And he should have a double hat-trick so far. It's a case of how many the little elephants stomping around. Kwame Obli finds his winger, Diarra Suba. Direct attacking. Oh, he's taking it off his toes. How frustrating. After all that decent work, no foul given. And Some looking for options. Tuali tries to go through. And Mobio will play it back very calmly. Now into the midfield. Some breaking the lines, and just got a bit of a nudge there. Not illegally though, says referee Alino Motoni. Yandoka finds his fullback, Kingamba. Decent goal kick it was as well. Adama Some, brilliant pass, and well, it wasn't matched quite by the quality of that one by Zahi. Neat chest control down into the midfield. It almost seems like forever since we've had a goal. Just the one penalty in the second half. And you can't blame either team for not really going for it. They don't want any injuries in the next two matches. Ivory Coast up against Angola. Central African Republic take on Mali. And as far as this game goes, they would just want to see it put to bed with minimum fuss. They might go again for goal, and just the curler around Cedric Gobeshi. He's very much been due a goal. So here is that whole raft of changes. Moise Diarra, he'll be upset not to have a goal. Also coming off Mohamed Diarra, the centre-back. And Alino Haidara, 4 goals. There's not much more he could have done. Vaseri Sila, Rulai Sise, and Sulalio Bamba are the 3 players coming on. A forward in terms of Sulalio Bamba. Rulai Sise also a forward. And Vaseri Sila is the one replacing Mohamed Diarra in the center of the park. In the back line, at least, he is our one defender. So just freshening things up, and we'll see what kind of difference this makes. Certainly shouldn't take away any of the quality, as the Ivory Coast have 4 substitutes made. The Central African Republic, lest we need to remind you, are playing with just 10 men. But that's much better, though. Still falls kindly to the midfielder, Edwin Titelo. And now again breaking in numbers. What a delicious pass that was. Couldn't keep control of the ball, though, Betolum. And now he's given it away. Out wide, first touch for Bamba. Bamba again. And the Asik Mimosas substitute just lashed wide that time. Louis McFoy. And Nelson Amadi onto the pitch. McFoy, a midfielder from Estac in France. And Freddy Amadi Yamba, rather, an FC Metz partner of, well, there's no one else there, but no other FC Metz players, rather, in this Central African Republic team. But he comes onto the field and tries to minimize any kind of damage here. A different outlet now. Foul there on Sommet. Seemed to take a tough one to the face. And as is the precaution, a free kick is given. There didn't seem to be too much in that challenge. Just another look earlier at that chance. It was actually Cedric Gobehi. And just staring at the ball, wondering what more he could do to beat Usman Bingimal. A reminder that he did have a good shot saved earlier on against Giovanni Guida. Oh, it's been a very successful evening for the Elephants fans here. Completely contrasting picture though for the Wild Beast supporters. But this competition in Morocco truly up and running in Group D. And it does make the second round of matches very intriguing, because we could already have our teams who we know will be going through. Obli searches long for his winger. Goes back first couple of touches for Faseri Sila. Zahi going back to the number 5, Kwame Obli. Some, who's dropped his position throughout the match, finds Doumbia, goes back into the midfield. This is neat play by the Ivory Coast. A little bit too rushed though at the end there by the number 19, Tapetuali. Goes out wide this time. Suklali Obamba has the ball stolen off of him. Damon Nyandoka now for the Central African Republic. As well to use his body and shield it. Against Tabja on the corner. All the way back into defense here. And the game teetering out here after 75 minutes. The result never in doubt. Right from the 3rd minute when that first Alino Haidara goal went in. Made even more complicated after that second Haidara goal. Koidio Mobio's free kick making it 3-0, and then a Haidara penalty providing him with a hat-trick. It was 4-0, and that penalty only coming after Giovanni Guida, the goalkeeper for the Central African Republic, was sent off for handling outside of the area. They got one back through Anan Otto. And that's as good as it's gotten. So after the break, they conceded another penalty. And look at them coming here, the Ivory Coast just flooding forward. And it might still drop kindly to them. Bingimaldo in goal, rescuing the Wild Beasts once again. Dertin Boulang can thank him for not letting the score reach double figures. More than anything, it's been a difference of running power. The Ivory Coast just seem full of fitness. Besides their invention, of course, psychologically you can be defeated before you even try to make those runs. As Demon Nyandoka rather, looks a picture of exasperation. Damasoma gives it out wide to Sila. And now another overlap being created here. Still get it out wide to Tuali. Ivory Coast looking for options, this time bought by Bamba. Goes back to Mobio though. Mobio, nicely directed around the outside, but just a bit too much weight on the pass. Bengal goes long, collected by the Ivory Coast defense. What a brilliant through ball that almost was. And it might still reach them. Looking across the line, well, there's no one there at first. A second bite at it, and another excellent save by Bingiman with his feet this time. Wouldn't have counted anyway. But still can't speak highly enough of this substitute goalkeeper. His positioning is just absolutely fantastic. Ivory Coast looking to replicate what they achieved back in 2013. And amazingly, that was the very first penalty win of an African Cup of Nations for the under-17s. They defeated Nigeria in the final 5-4, and it was in Morocco, let's remind you. As a foul just gets given there. Martini Ngoporo receiving a booking. The second yellow card for the Central African Republic, the third card after the red of Giovanni Guida. Fouling Adama Some. He's been fantastic in the midfield. Part of that winning squad, let's remind you, was a certain Frank Kessier, who later on became an Ivorian legend. Now another opportunity for a strike, and it will ricochet for a throw-in. More substitutes coming the way of the Wild Beasts, and let's see, it's Christopher Ngoandide, the number 17, and Jerry Bogote, the number 20. Ngoandide, a forward, and Jerry Bogote, also a forward from Academy. Temonyandoka, there's no need for his defensive efforts now anymore. He's run his race. But now Ivory Coast still coming in again. They don't have that attacking quality like they quite did at the start of the match, but still looking for other goals. Ananoto gives it away in the midfield. And using the other players as a foil doesn't quite work out this time. Just into the midfield. Oh, very neatly done by Obli. Toilet hounded out of it, but he's bailed out by Som. Sila to Obli. Here's Doumbia. Some again. To Sila, a very neat pass out on the left wing. Suflali Obamba still has it now. Rulai Sise. Now to Moibo. Not quite the pass that was needed to Doumbia, but he does very well, the fullback. It's all haphazard defending, and a strike to boot as well. More substitutes taking place, and we'll see what they are. Kambu Fofana, the midfielder at Plateau in the Côte d'Ivoire, is coming on. And Adama Som, well, he's had some match in the middle of the park. Tapetouali, one of the few attackers who has survived all the substitutes. To Obli. Here's Doumbia. Now Touali. Gives it to Brolai Cisse. Comes across the line. Zahi has to return though. First touch for Fofana. The Wild Beasts just defending for all they're worth. Can't do anything to prevent Cedric Gobehi. And it comes out. Oh, it's just hooked over by Brolai Cisse. The forward for Empire FC. And it seemed to even just skim the bar. Back with the number 3, Vasily Sila. Christ Kouassi, the goalkeeper. An OFC Adiake Academy graduate. Picked up by Johan Molondoko. Well, we did wonder what kind of a showing the Central African Republic would give. They were an unknown entity coming into this match. And it's been about as difficult as a debut as you can imagine. They are an inexperienced side and they have issues with the infrastructure and resources. But still, they are here. And full credit to their team for making it this far already. And they are certainly up against a team who many have touted to go on and win this competition. Chuklalio Bomba. Back to the defense of Kwame Obli. Idouali Junior Saki. There's Gobehi on the ball. Plays it back into the midfield. Bamba. And that will be a foul. A lesser spotted foul in the last couple of minutes. A lot calmer the second half. Just the one penalty of note. And there was a penalty, very much so. Dispatched quite comfortably by Alino Haidara. Goes into the midfield again. That ball just sailing a little bit over and for a goal kick. Cedric Gobehi, another one of those who still very much desperate for a goal. They've all been having bites at it, unable to do what their countryman has done, but they might do so now. There we go. And we did say that Tapetouali deserved a mention. The number 19 has been all over the Wild Beasts defense. And there he gets himself in the right position at the right time. Well, there's not really much wrong that Ousmane Bingimal has done since coming on as a substitute. And again, there's not really anything that he could have done there. A calm finish by Tapetuali. And the Soa man has his goal. And the Ivory Coast have 6 for the night. A goal difference of 5 straight away in Group D. And it couldn't be more, could it? Well, there is still time, of course. But in a half that was really just petering out, at least we do have a little bit more action. Although it makes for horrendous showing as a Central African Republic supporter. Nonetheless, certainly so many lessons will come from this defeat, especially for Dertin Boulon and his team. Svabou Doumbia. To the midfield once again with Bidoule Zahi. Christ Kouassi, the captain. Very assured, the goalkeeper. And tries to release straight away, as we saw with that second goal of Alino Haidara. Goal which the goalkeeper himself practically made, and now Ivory Coast comes searching for a 7th. They still have it, yeah. Have to return it to the midfield spaces. Yeah, Zahi. And Christopher Ngwandide fouled in that passage of play. 6 minutes of allotted time. 6 minutes to end the suffering of the team in white. Evra Kengumba. And very lucky to hear the referee's whistle there. Nelson Amadi. A job well done for Basiriki Diabate. But he'll know that there'll be tougher competition awaiting his team. Nonetheless, with his striking prowess and the creativity shown by his attacking force, no doubt he'll be going into the next stages full of confidence. They will be expected to qualify. It's more a case of who joins the Ivory Coast. Yeah, looking for a 7th goal. Still dancing through. And into the safe clutches of Biggie Mal. Stolen again. Nelson Amadi to take this free kick. Finally, a foray into the Ivory Coast half. Central African Republic looking to end off strongly. It's played around the outside though. Nice little bit of defensive work to make sure that the Ivorian attacker doesn't get anywhere. That was Vabou Doumbia, Jacek Mimosa's fullback. Mimosas, who have been doing so well in African competition, and their youth academy very much reflective of their senior men's side. This is a neat ball to release the left wing. Burning some pace and going straight for goal. Suklalio Bamba His eyes lit up as he took that strike on. But Bingi Mal very much equal to it, and it is a corner kick. And it will be taken by Bidwali Zaki. The left footer doesn't reach the first man. And whacked out of play. So just reflecting on this match, it was a game which you could say was over within the first 20 minutes. As the Ivory Coast stormed to a 3-0 lead. It was 4-0 not long after that, and also Central African Republic down to 10 men. Before the break, though. The opposition managing to get a consolation goal through Ananoto. And then 2 goals in the second half, a penalty, and that recent strike by Tuali. And they might just get one more, a cherry on top of this special cake. Oh, and just outside the right post. Rolai Cisse doing well to try stay on his feet. And once again, grazing the upright. Holding it back with his studs. And the number 14, 16-year-old, unable to add to the scoreline. And if the score wasn't bad enough, looks like there is a player down for the Central African Republic. Just about 15 seconds left of this allotted injury time and of this match before we expect Aline Omotoni to blow her whistle. Some last second instructions. He's never satisfied, is he, Diabate? I have to say that's what makes him one of the elite coaches in this system, in this setup. Poke through, and they've got the overlap, they've got the numbers, looking for a 7th goal here, Ivory Coast. And somehow he's missed it, Tuali. And with that, the final whistle is blown. It finishes a rampant 6-1 to Côte d'Ivoire over the Central African Republic. The Ivory Coast have done the damage. They surged right to the very top of Group D with a 5-goal difference. A hat-trick, in fact 4 goals for Ailino Haidara, including 2 penalties. Koidio Mobio also with a free kick, and Tape Tuali with a goal in the second half. Just the one consolation from Anan Otto. And that means that it's all work to do as the Central African Republic get their very first African Cup of Nations underway with a 6-1 loss to the 2013 winners, Côte d'Ivoire. Up next for the Wild Beasts, another difficult fixture against Mali. For Côte d'Ivoire, they'll be hoping to qualify if they beat